The New York Giants just got sneaky good news. Let's talk about it. My name is Paul. This is Big Apple Sports. Before we get going, do two things for me. First, please subscribe, hit the like button too while you're at it. It does me a huge solid, and I got a lot more Giants content coming. Going to take you through the coaching search and everything else, so don't miss out. Like and subscribe. And then also, let me know what you think is going to happen this weekend. Who's going to win? What's the score going to be? Who do you think is going to have a big game? And then maybe even throw in who you want to be the next head coach of the New York Giants. I always just enjoy talking football with you guys, so comment below. So some big news kind of came out today with the final injury report, and I think it presents some very good news for both this week and the long term. And your initial reaction might be to be like, Paul, you're crazy. This is actually bad news. But I actually think what's going to happen is going to work out in the Giants' favor. So, first things first, let me pull out the longest injury report I think I've ever seen. It is absolutely ridiculous. There is no Dart, no Chauncey Golston, no Evan Neal. Not that anyone's super sad about that. Tyler Newman is doubtful. Bobby Okereke might play, might not. Darius Slayton out. Kayvon Thibodeau out. And that is the big one that I want to highlight right now. And then I'll get into kind of what this injury report might mean for the long term for the Giants. But in the short term, I'm actually really interested to see what the Giants' pass rush looks like this week without Kayvon Thibodeau. Like, obviously, dude's a stud. I love the guy. He's a great player. But I think there's some questions to be had about, is the Giants' current fit on defense right? Thibodeau's got 1 year left on his contract. He's going to get a big payday. Obviously, the natural instinct is to want him to stay here because he's a good player. But like, this defense hasn't been working. The run defense especially is not good. And I think a big part of it is you got three different edge rushers who all their strength is rushing the passer. None of them are really known as run stoppers. It's been a lot of playing some of them out of position. And that's hurt the team in the run as well. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen this week when you have Brian Burns on one side and Abdul Carter on the other side, and they are both playing in their natural positions the entire game. And I could see Abdul Carter having just a monster game. Like, the dude, he hasn't had a ton of sacks yet, but if you look at his pressure rate, he's up there with some of the best guys in the NFL. Like, he has 20 quick pressures, which is a stat that they can track, which means he's getting to the quarterback and putting pressure on them in 2.5 seconds or less. And only Nick Bonito and Will Anderson, who are two of the best pass rushers in the NFL, have done that more often. And I think a lot of times what's happening is he's pushing these guys right over to Brian Burns, and Brian Burns is getting the sack. And obviously, like, as long as you're getting the sack, that's what you want. But he's getting to the passer. And I think some of why we haven't seen the best version of Abdul Carter yet, and he hasn't been making those impact plays, is because he's done a lot of playing out of position. Like, he's played some D tackle, he's played some linebacker, and with Thibodeau out this week, we're going to get to see him just play the edge where he belongs. And like I said, I love Thibodeau, and there's a big part of me that wants to see him stick in New York. But if you could get like a second-round pick for him, I know the Giants wanted a first-round pick. Obviously, that'd be great too. But there's a part of me that thinks that this defense might be better if you're having everybody in their natural positions. Like, the three edge rushers are all great individually, but together as a unit, it just has not been great. And some of that's on Shane Bowen. Shane Bowen is a horrendous defensive coordinator. He'll be gone next year. So, like, I don't have a problem rolling into next season with the same thing and a new coordinator and seeing what that coordinator can do before you make a switch. But either way, I'm excited to see Abdul Carter play an entire game at his natural position and to see what kind of impact that has on the pass rush. Like, it's very possible that they don't miss a beat. And if that's the case, then I think you really have to consider moving on and trading Kayvon Thibodeaux, because there are a lot of other holes in the secondary at receiver, D tackle, linebacker that you could really use an extra second round pick on. But then the other good news from the injury report is, I mean, the Giants, it's hard to imagine they have much of a chance to win this week. And I think, like, obviously it's fun to see the team win. When Jackson Dart is in, I want to see them win games. But with him out this week, let's tank. Like, I want a top 5 pick. You look at, that's the schedule. You look at the standings right now. There's only one team beneath them in the standings. Obviously, there's 4 other teams who have 2 wins, the same as the Giants, so things could change. But the Giants, that's what I had pulled up first. The Giants have a brutal schedule. Like, this is playoff team, playoff team, playoff team. Not a playoff team, but really only because of injuries. It's possible Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin are healthy by then. Vikings aren't in the playoffs right now, but they're competing for it. Cowboys have no defense, but they're still a decent team. And then that one game that really could decide big time where the Giants pick is the Raiders, but that's on the road. And, the Raiders, they only have 2 wins, but they've been playing a lot of teams really tough, just like the Giants have. Like, if you want me to look at these teams and tell you who is the best out of them, I'm telling you it's the Giants and the Raiders, because both of them, you can point to the Bears and the Broncos. They both had both those playoff teams up on the ropes and then lost it at the last second. So, I know it's not fun to watch the team lose. I never am truly rooting for the Giants to lose, but with all the injuries this week, it's going to be a loss this week. It'll be more entertaining with Jameis out there than it would be for Russ. Hopefully he has one of his famous 300-yard, 3-touchdown, 3-pick just shootouts that are fun to watch, and we at least get some entertainment. But I think at this point in the year, the coach is gone, Dart is injured, Neighbors is injured, Scadaboo's injured, Adebo's injured, Thibodeau's injured. Let's rack up those losses and maybe end up with the number 1 pick in the draft, because the Giants, even if they're top 3, there's some good quarterbacks at the top of this class, and if they have a top 3 pick and can trade down to the Jets, the Saints, the Browns, the Raiders, one of these teams, the Dolphins, who are going to need a new quarterback, Cardinals are another one, they could get a king's ransom that really can rebuild this franchise and put a strong elite roster around Jackson Dart. And that's the ultimate goal, is how can we best support Jackson Dart? And especially with him injured right now, I think the best way to support him is to lose games and make that pick better. But you guys let me know what you think, and then don't forget, just like and subscribe on your way out.